Hey guys, welcome back to Pristine's Reads. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Orphan's Wish by Melanie Dickerson, book number 8 in the Hagenheim series. I told myself I wouldn't jump around in the series anymore, but apparently I did. I made a mistake and read this one as I was supposed to read The Silent Songbird first. That one's number 7, but oh well. Again, you can read these as a standalone series, so it wasn't really a huge deal, so I'm just going with it. Okay, so here is my summary of the plotline. So the book opens up with introducing us to Ala Adin, a 5-year-old orphan boy being forced to steal, and Ala Adin lives in the Holy Land. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to tell you that The Orphan's Wish is a retelling of Aladdin. But yeah, anyways, getting on with it. And I forgot to tell you that this is a no spoilers version. I'm being very forgetful today. Anyways, yeah, this is a no spoilers version. If you want the super spoiler version, check out my super spoiler video. Alright, and continuing on with the summary. So Aladdin is being forced to steal in the Holy Land, but one day a knight catches him trying to steal from him, and Aladdin thinks he's going to be in big trouble, but the knight is instead kind to him and takes him with a priest, and the priest takes Aladdin to Hagenheim in Germany. And since the priest can't pronounce Aladdin's name properly, he calls him Aladdin. So, eventually priest dies and Aladdin is left with no one to take care of him as he is still a child. So the royal family at Hagenheim Castle runs an orphanage and they take Aladdin into the orphanage. There Aladdin quickly makes friends with Lady Kirsten, the third eldest daughter of the Duke and Duchess of Hagenheim. And Kirsten is quiet, shy, and soft-spoken, and she feels like she lives in the shadow of all her more outgoing siblings and her other friends. But Aladdin and Kirsten quickly develop a close friendship, and they develop a bond that time cannot break. And as they grow older, they like to take lots of walks together in the woods, and they grow even closer when Aladdin saves Kirsten from a bear one day. However, Aladdin has a secret dream of one day when he grows up that he'll be able to marry Kirsten, but he is offered a position as the Duke's steward, which was a highly prized position to get. But Aladdin decides to turn the position down, as he thinks if he wants to marry Kirsten eventually, then he'll have to go off and make his fortune somewhere. So one day when Aladdin is traveling, he saves an old man's caravan from a bunch of robbers. And this old man is very indebted to Aladdin and is really thankful to him. And it turns out this old man, whose name is Herr Kaufmann, had a son that he used to train in his business, as Herr Kaufmann runs a very huge import-export business. He works in the salt works. He trades all these kinds of valuable spices, cloth, things like that. But it turns out that Herr Kaufmann's son disgraced him and had been stealing from him and doing all kinds of terrible stuff to him, and ran away, leaving Herr Kaufmann highly disgraced and embarrassed. So Herr Kaufmann makes a proposal to Aladdin that he would take in Aladdin as his steward, as Aladdin told Herr Kaufmann that he is good at numbers and studying. So Herr Kaufmann decides to give Aladdin a try and see if he can help salvage his business. So Aladdin does very well with Herr Kaufmann's business, and it is totally booming, making lots of money, and Aladdin thinks he should be happy. But he receives word that as soon as he left Hagenheim, Kirsten had been kidnapped off the streets, and her kidnappers are demanding a hefty ransom from her father in order to ever see her again. Will they be able to find and ransom Kirsten in time, or will she never be heard from again and leave her family and Aladdin with broken hearts? You'll have to find out. So, now I'm gonna give you the overall morals and, the morals of this book. So first up is Christian beliefs / other worldviews. So again, I love these books for the strong Christian lessons and beliefs they teach here. And I feel like there's a little bit of a semblance to the prodigal son in this book particularly. I don't know if that was just me or if it was intended, but yeah, I like that a lot. I found no other prominent worldviews displayed here. I found that in the last half there was a bit of an underlying theme of deception, but it was addressed and set right in the end. Next up is violence. Two of Kirsten's kidnappers are in a abusive relationship. One of them beats the other, and sometimes Kirsten as well. There's nothing too descriptive or gory here, and in the end there was a small fight scene and one of the men got killed. But yeah, that's about it for violence. Next up is romance. Again, I think this book is one of the lower level of romance novels I found in this book series. There was only a few kisses, and again, it stayed clean, nothing inappropriate. But yeah, that's it for romance. Next up is alcohol. One of Kirsten's kidnappers gets drunk quite a bit, but there's not so much detail in when he gets drunk. It's just like he comes back to the place where Kirsten is being held drunk. Next is racism. There's a bit of racism here, as Aladdin is more dark-skinned and has darker hair than most of the people in Hagenheim. Therefore, some of the other children teased him for it. But there is no, hate messages or anything drastic like that. Just some of the other children teased him because of his skin color. Next up is my rating and recommended age level. I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. To me personally, it's not as good as some of the other books in this series. I found that the writing style was a bit slower. I mean, even though there was some action in here, I just think it could have been woven into the plot line better, and therefore the story dragged in some parts. Again, I liked the prodigal son semblance. I'm not sure whether that was purposeful or not, but I like that anyways. I'm gonna rate this 12 to 13 for my age level. Again, I think the lower romance level makes it a bit more suitable for a slightly younger audience, but again, parents, please use discretion based on your child's age, understanding, and maturity. I feel like I said that every video, but yeah, it's an important thing to say. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. I've placed links to this book in the description below, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye! A woman was sitting on a stool at the outskirts of the marketplace with a large basket covered with a linen cloth. "Sausage and rolls," she called out to them.
Hot dogs!
"May I have one?" Kirsten's eyes were bright as she turned to him.
I want one too!
"Of course." He paid the woman, and she gave him 2 long bread rolls and 2 sausages about the length of his hand. He gave one of each to Kirsten. "How are you supposed to eat it?"
You just shove it into your mouth and swallow it whole, duh.
"Any way you like, but I put them together like this." He pressed the sausage into the roll, so when he took a bite, he bit through both of them. Kirsten did the same with hers. She closed her eyes and chewed. "That is very good. I can almost taste sauerkraut." "That's because sauerkraut's cooked inside the bread."
What's sauerkraut?
By the way, Shona, sauerkraut is like fermented cabbage. Just thought you'd like to know.